Hey guys, what's up? My name is Bharat Nagpal and I'm going to be unboxing and taking a look at the new Moto G4 Plus. If you guys try to notice the Lenovo branding on the box, it's quite apparent now that Moto is a brand of Lenovo. The first thing inside the box is the Moto G4 Plus. Now this does have the fingerprint sensor that we've been seeing in leaks. I'm going to go further in and you will see the turbocharger. Now this is included in the box of the G4 as well as the G4 Plus, and it is a quick charger and the USB cable is pre-attached. You'll also get some earphones. These are quite plasticky and quite basic. You also have an inline microphone and a push button to send and end calls. But if you want some quality audio from your music, I'd recommend using your own earphones. Also inside the box is a whole lot of documentation. Depending on where you're from, you'll get some regional documentation as well. That's mostly everything from the box of the new Moto G4 Plus. Let's go on ahead and take a look at the device itself. Now, leaks have mostly been correct about this device. You're looking at a fingerprint sensor over at the front and laser autofocus at the back. But let's do a quick one over with the device. Over at the front, you're looking at a 5 megapixel camera, which does have an f2.2 aperture. And you also have a wide angle lens. Below that, you have a 5.5 inch 1920 by 1080p display, which gives it a total of 401 pixel per inch. You're also looking at Corning Gorilla Glass 3. Below that is your fingerprint sensor, and on the left of that is the main microphone. Over at the bottom is a micro USB port along with a notch to pull out the back cover. On the right is the power button along with the volume rockers. On the top is the 3.5mm headphone jack, and the left remains free of any buttons or ports whatsoever. Over at the back is where the main camera is. You're looking at a 16 megapixel sensor along with an f2 aperture. You also get laser autofocus with dual LED flash. The camera also has face detection autofocus, so you get overall really snappy autofocusing capabilities. On the left of the main camera sits a secondary noise cancellation microphone, which will also be used for audio while capturing video. The back panel has this really nice texture to it. It's almost like a micro golf ball texture. It feels fantastic in the hand and gives it a lot of grip. You're also looking at the Moto logo, which sits in an indent, which is quite comfortable while resting your index finger on it. You can remove the back panel and you'll get access to your dual SIM card slots and a micro SD card slot, which will accept up to 128GB micro SD cards. The dual slots will come with adapters depending on what region you buy this phone in, which will help you convert from nano SIM to micro SIM. These adapters are removable, so in case you don't need them, you can put them in a safe place for use possibly later. The Moto G4 Plus runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 617 chipset, which does have an octa-core 1.5 GHz CPU and an Adreno 405 GPU. You get two options, the 2GB RAM plus 16GB option, which has been launched for rupees 13,499 or roughly $220. You also get a 3GB RAM plus 32GB storage option, which has been launched for rupees 14,999 or roughly $260. The battery on the Moto G4 Plus is a 3000 mAh battery. Now the Moto G4, the non-Plus variant, will have two differences. It will not have a fingerprint sensor and it will have a 13 megapixel camera without the laser autofocus. This has been announced but not been launched, or a price has not been declared, and it will be made available next month. Now when you turn on the device, again you will be greeted with a Lenovo based boot animation. You still get the Moto boot animation, which is nice. The minute the device turns on, you can see that it's running Android 6.0.1 of the completely stock variety. You only get the Moto application that helps you customize basic actions like double twisting your wrist to launch the camera application. You also get Moto Display, which lets you quickly glance at the time and your missed notifications while the screen is locked every time you pick up the phone. Now the fingerprint scanner is pretty fast. The response time is rated at 750 milliseconds, but in real life scenarios, you'll see that it almost unlocks instantly, and it unlocks the device even when the screen is fully locked. But the fingerprint sensor is only a fingerprint sensor and it does not serve any other purpose, which may be a letdown. Now the user interface is quite fast and responsive, as you would expect from stock Android. The variant that you are looking at right now on screen is the 3GB plus 32GB variant. We did take a look at the camera, which is really quick to focus thanks to the laser autofocus along with PDAF. You can quickly jump from focus point to focus point, and you can see that the camera instantly jumps in and tries to focus in on your subject, which is pretty cool. You can adjust your brightness right there on the screen, and you can also lock in your exposure and focus before you capture the picture. You also get something called Pro Mode that lets you customize your ISO and white balance along with other things before you capture an image. The video recording is only set at 1080p at 30 frames per second, so you only get full HD video, and you can capture slow motion video, but it's only at 540 pixels. Overall, the display is pretty fantastic and it looks great indoors and outdoors, and you have excellent viewing angles on the new Moto G4 Plus. The Moto G4 Plus misses out on any sort of IP certification, so you're not getting a water resistant device this time around. But you do get a nano coating, so you'll get some splash resistance, but nothing compared to what the Moto G Gen 3 had, and it's a bit of a letdown. Now, the overall design is almost identical to that of the Moto X, and you also have the same footprint. The device overall feels great in the hand, and it weighs only at 155 grams with a really nice feel. It's completely plastic, so the frame that you're looking at, although it looks like metal, is completely plastic. The buttons are extremely tactile, and your speakerphone now sits right next to the earpiece, so it's still forward facing and it sits next to the earpiece within the same grill. Now, we'll be back with the full review of the new Moto G4 Plus soon, so stay tuned for that. And if you have any questions or queries, drop them in the comment section below. Make sure you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/iGyan, for your daily dose of tech. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and visit igyan.in for more details on the new Moto G4 and the new G4 Plus. This has been Bharat Nagpal. Thank you guys for watching.